Alright, let's get it cracking. Let's get up in here. Just testing out a few things. You know, you see a bunch of stuff flashing over on the left side. It doesn't tell you what that is. It's just microphone audio changes. I don't know why it literally just flashed like 6 times when it's only 2 messages. Testing out a few different things here. I went back and listened to what I guess was now 2 nights ago's, relatively short for me, in terms of marathon broadcasts of this game. It was only like 2.5 hours, and I didn't even watch the whole thing. So I guess maybe I shouldn't expect others to do so either. But learned a bit in terms of the broadcast stuff, and actually that broadcast, the gameplay, I learned quite a bit about gameplay and where to find certain stuff, and also just kind of stumbled upon various things that are helpful for me in terms of total game completion. I'm not talking like story completion. This why of course it showed the supplies, and then I didn't. So what the fuck? Why is got gold cores? You have a bed. Oh god. Why you did this to me last time? I'm gonna say no to you. I mean, honestly, fuck you. Like, I can turn it back on at any time I want, so we'll do that later. I want to see what the fuck you did to me. Yeah, but I thought I like you, actually. I actually want to have sex with you, in fact.
Hang in there.
Maybe give you some of my
We'll
TV
be back on track.
that I have not been diagnosed with yet.
I'm fine, Arthur. Don't worry about me.
I am
I
worried
know
about you.
it's been a bad run.
Sure thing.
Damn it. It's not loud enough for me. That's one of the things, though, that I was going to talk about, is that, and we'll see if I get myself distracted by finding out where the fuck I am in the game, like, whatever. I mean, because I saved, and what in the flying fuck, man? Why I hitch this motherfucker up every single goddamn time, and then I come back from a loaded game in the camp, and he's no longer hitched. Now, it's also weird that I hitched to the left side. I try to do that very often, and it like rarely ever works for me. Like, I know that when if you just dismount, you can press left or right before clicking the dismount button, and that'll go to one direction or the other. His cores are fine. We're fine. But if I just left him there and did a bunch of shit, it wouldn't be. But yeah, I have trouble hitching and then jumping off to the left when... Oh, fuck. Does Dutch want to talk to me? What, man? What do you want? You sitting there thinking? Or are you going to talk to me as I walk closer to my camp? And the gold core of Deadeye is going away? Is it? No? No. Just flashed for no reason at all. Okay, we appear to be in the right wardrobe. What time is it? Okay, so the stew's probably not been made yet. Don't know if we'll be able to eat it. I don't really know. You know, they don't really give you dates. I guess if I went like into Valentine and always got a newspaper. Why does it keep flashing like that? Like, it's gold. I didn't hurt my health by bumping in my knee into my cot. Like, what the fuck? And again, what? Oh, that is going away. Okay, so that's legit. Okay, I appreciate that. You know, it's the gold Deadeye core is gone. For now, I guess, until we go get some stew if they're gonna let me eat any. Um, but yeah, I never know what date in the game it is. I probably spent. How's the shaving going? We need to shave it all. I mean, we could, but probably not gonna let me. Um, I spent way too much time, mostly playing poker, in the various games, and apparently there's only gonna be one more, unless the interactive map that the whatever was trying to get us to check out. That sure was originally developed like more than 2 weeks ago, but was supposed to be updated, and people have commented on recently, and that's kind of how I found it. Um, that who knows if I'll decide to use or not. It's indicating a third poker location, and it doesn't mean outside of the camp where I could go play right now. That's what that icon is over by.
Hello.
Fuck off, Kieran. Between the ledger and there it goes the health core. No, you just want to keep flashing that on me. It's not really necessary. Between the what and why is it okay? Felt like it was zooming in the radar, and there'd be no reason at all to do that. So the table where people are probably eating their stew right now, between I can walk over to it, but I don't care. Between the ledger and the provision or doctor, he's not a doctor. It's not even probably wasn't even actually in the Navy. Pearson's wagon is a table where you can right now play poker if you wanted to. Like there could be 4 people legit in the middle of eating their stew, and you just click the button to play poker, and they will leave. You'll yell out to the camp that you want to play a game of poker, and then X number of campmates, usually 3, will sit down and play with you. You can also do dominoes at that table with the dominoes. You can also do 5-finger fillet. The only other table games out there, being blackjack, is for me has never been played at the camp, and that would make sense. I mean, we could have Dutch be the dealer because he's kind of that much of a dick, and then he would just, because he's basically the house of this gang, that he would just always win as the house. So there goes the health gold core as well. All he did was sleep. As far as I know, all I did was sleep. So I don't know, but those things they go away in less than a day. It's one of the things I learned about gameplay in the last session. You literally just gonna stand there, dude. Now you're looking at me because I looked at you. Look away. Don't fucking talk to me. Do not fucking talk to me. I'm just gonna keep staring you down. I'll look legit right at you. I know if I walk up to you, you'll say something. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna stand right fucking here. Make you uncomfortable. Maybe come steal your pearl nickel holder pistol, and go steal your white horse. Fuck your shit up. Make it so you can't make it to the prequel, which doesn't make any sense, but I don't care. Since clearly my character is not going to make it to the prequel. Anyway, so now it's probably 8 o'clock. No, 1:41. Also don't really know what that's about. Game time, when I was checking it before, maybe it's different between in camp and out of camp. I guess I'll see when I go back out of camp again. Again, only one person eating, appears to be Uncle, at that table. But if there were 4, you could kick them out. A lot of people wait, and this shit must have just come out. Well, she's drinking coffee. Don't bump into me, yo. It's gonna hurt my honor in the camp. Get away. I don't want to talk to Abigail either. Just give me stew. That's what I'm here for.
Hello, Arthur.
God damn it. No stew and Abigail. So as I've said many times before, I just don't really understand this choice from a development standpoint from Rockstar. And I'm not one of the haters of the game. I'm not a Rockstar hater. I don't understand why people don't like the game as much as they should, unless it was simply just like overhyping it in their head, and then it not leading up living up to the hype. That's, in my opinion, that's their own fault. You know, set lower expectations in the future to be much better off. The game's fine, and everyone but me has finished it already, so you know, the game is also over until online starts, and that is almost invariably going to be a shit show, since GTA 5 is a shit show. Okay. Can't take anything from provisions. You know, I'm paid for all that shit, but I guess I got as many as I can carry. And both those, as well as like any of the tonics, including the liquor, could just continue taking those and getting them replenished.
How are things? Don't ask. It all happens for a reason.
Wow, this has been like the most.
Bill, why don't you sit instead of cluttering up the place? The bottle in your hand, there's a surprise.
I'm entitled to a drink.
Well, save some for the rest of us.
All right.
I don't know if it's because I've antagonized them so much that, like, even when I try to greet them, my dude's just a dick. Was I already over here? If I was already over here, I apologize. Oh, wait, I clearly was not, because I can take arrows. Very important for what we're probably going to go do. Can't carry any more arrows, really? Alright, well, I hope we got enough animal fat. And other... Oh, didn't... Who is... Oh, it's Sadie. She doesn't talk very
How
much.
do you think I'm doing?
That's probably why.
Just let me know if there's anything I can do. Okay, I'll catch you later then.
What the...
Okay.
God, it's so fucking stupid. It really is. The tripart dialogue. Oh, wait. I'm gonna get rid of my stamina now, too? Is that what's going on? Why is my honor so goddamn low? I didn't do shit. So fuck this. Let's go do... Fuck these assholes thinking that my honor's no good. I'm gonna do every chore they're gonna allow me to do. Boring as that is. Not that I haven't done them before. Not that I'm not the one who's provided 99% of the camp funds, both that currently exist as well as everything that went towards the upgrades in the camp, as well as replenishments of all supplies. But fuck it, let's chop some wood. And then go maybe see about the hay. Maybe even the water pail. You know, 3 chores that I know of that you can do here. And it's going to just give me one bump on the honor thing, and improving the morale of the camp, and then it will give me even more fucking money. If I had anything on my horse, I'd give them to Pearson, but I don't. That's how I got here in the first place. I guess 2 nights ago now. Chop, dude. I'm hitting the button. What the fuck? What I was saying about the broadcast thing is that this is the first time that I've actually broadcast in anything less than the top selection on PS4, which is, okay, so we got +5 and honor supposedly went up, but still shit, right?
There he is.
Okay, Mr. Morgan.
That last stew I had was really damn good.
Glad to hear it.
Make a cook of you yet.
See, I wish he hadn't said that last one, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I should just say, just do this single greet to, well, I already talked to you, but what do you want?
Good old Bill.
Just say that, nothing else, nothing else. Still no stew for me, huh? Okay, fine. I feel as though maybe, and I'm sure it's probably one of the million things that I could look up, but I feel like if I just say just one thing to people, that it automatically bumps the honor a little bit. I know that. How did that not break, dude? You just slam that on the ground.
Hey, Arthur.
Again, no impact at all. I feel like when I'm traversing through Saint Denis and bumping into a million people in the market over there, most of which appear to be I don't know, like Chinese or whatever. Um, that like it's constantly increasing. Um, why do I? That's stupid. This normally just goes right over there with the horses. I already got to bring the water all the way over to the fucking wagon. It's not like I'm doing anything right here. I'm just kind of moving the joystick. I do the auto run. It's not efficient from a stamina maintenance perspective, but I don't really give a fuck. My stamina is already at 10 out of 10. Put it down. Let's go. Give me some honor. Also increasing Deadeye, which is pretty sweet. Very helpful. Gonna get maxed on 8 on that as well, and then gonna... I don't mean to run you over, chickens. I mean, I would if I wasn't in the camp, but they're gonna get pissed at me.
Hey, get up.
Fuck was that? Here. Wait, I can do... Oh, I woke him up. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, dude. Like, you should, like... I was unaware that you could do... Oh, there we go. Now you go to the feeding point. So I guess those are considered two different chores.
Want the horse's belly aching.
Fuck off, Kieran. Yeah, this is where I normally drop it, so it is what it is. Plus 5 Deadeye. It's still available? I don't... Oh, dude, I so want to antagonize you right now, but it appears that my morale in the camp... I think they're just going to let you do... Oh, they want to pick up this sack? Nah, I want to pick up the bale of hay. Are they going to let me do this until all the hail's gone? Or all the hail. Hay bale. We just created a new word for bales of hay. Hail. Don't get a hailstorm. Your bales of hay. Oh, that's a long walk. Dude, go faster. What's wrong with you? Yeah, this is odd. Maybe I've never tried to do more than one of these. But honor's so low, and so therefore I expect that the view of the camp of me as stamina is gonna go down. Maybe not. Seems to be so low. So he's sleeping. Oh, now I gotta defuse this? Are you fucking kidding me? And they won't even let me do it. Yeah, just continue sleeping.
When are you gonna get off your ass and do something?
I'm pacing myself, Arthur.
What? Random people, stop fucking messaging me. What? Are you trying to get on? Dude, how about when you press a button based off of what the fucking thing says it is, that you actually do that fucking thing instead of walking 10 fucking feet and try to do something with a goddamn horse? So fucking stupid. Anyway. From on my end, I don't know, I guess I could have tried to select down before I started the,
Morgan!
What, Pearson? Before starting the session, I just went down from the top one. I've always done... Are you serious? Where do you want it? Well, I mean, it's going up, clearly.
Pearson? Hey!
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm doing from now on. Is just saying, hey. I'm not doing the whole... No, I'm not even remotely...
Hey, Lenny. Hey!
Not even remotely clicking on Bill.
Hi there, ladies.
Oh, hey.
Me and Mary Beth really got to get it on. It's very necessary. I think this is gonna be the last chore they let me do. I'll go donate some money and tell them all to fuck off. Um, Giving me multiple options for the water though. I don't know. Maybe if they got more water over there, I can bring some more over. Ooh. So anyway, I've always done the top selection for broadcast definition, which I just read just now when doing it. I knew it was the highest, but for me on PS4, it's 1080. It's 1080p, and the selection that what are you doing? I gotta put the bucket down. Okay. Good on you, mate. Still no stew, yeah? Oh, I can eat stew. Okay. Very confused. What time is it? 4 p.m. Don't know what that's about. Dutch, do not even think about coming and talking to me. Go talk to somebody that actually fucking likes you, bro. Okay, so at this moment, only the stamina was a gold core, and then you see we eat the stew, and bada bing, bada boom. What the fuck? Yeah, no joke. What the fuck?
Damn it, Pearson.
That. Oh my god. I might just like fucking throw my controller and stop playing. This is goddamn stupid. I'm trying to greet the fucking asshole, and instead I talk shit to him about him standing too close to me. So goddamn fucking retarded. Would love to know why I don't have 3 gold cores right now. I just ate stew. Now granted, the last like 10 times that I ate it, I did the slow version of it, with just clicking it once each time. Yeah, all chores are done. We're probably just gonna peace out on the camp now then. All chores are done. What I did was I ate one and then one and then one, and then the last one you always basically slurp it down. And so when I've done that, I've always, since paying attention to it, I've always noticed that it gives me 3 gold cores, which is basically the equivalent of eating 1 minty big game, 1 thyme big game, and 1 oregano big game. They're not easy to put together, in my opinion, at this stage. Some have been more so than others for me. We got more of this open up than I thought we did. Well, not so much though. So what's Valentine? I'm not even in the right area. This also, I noticed when I was last broadcast, I was like looking at this right here and thinking like, oh, is that a legendary bunny? And then was like, oh, there are no legendary bunnies. But then I didn't notice this one right next to it. So I get that there are more than one version of bunnies and jackrabbits and other types of very similar type animals, I suppose. But yeah, it just seems odd. They're nowhere else on the map. I can't really. I mean, because we have the legendary animals map, which is kind of why I thought that those things popped up. But I'm guessing it's more so because we've encountered those areas. Although I mean, the bigger one seems to be the legendary ones, and I don't recall ever being in that spot. Well, maybe not, because that's like just I don't know. So I don't know. I just try to make a point, and then I forget that the map kind of like disproves my point. Now that one's much bigger, obviously. So we compare that. Get over there as fast as we can. I don't know. That deer didn't look that much bigger, in my opinion. So like, these are more pronghorns. Sounds like mansplaining to me. About what, bro? I didn't know you were in here until I saw your comment. What's mansplaining? If I know what mansplaining is, you don't have to mansplain what mansplaining is to me. I'm just wondering what it is that you have heard out of the last 26 minutes that I don't know how long you've been in for, that I was mansplaining anything. Anyway, what I was saying, feel free to Ned and Schnebley, feel free to respond again. Um, anyway, I normally do the broadcasts at 1080p high, um, which I wish meant that I was high, but it means high definition. And doing that on PS4 means that you can't do gameplay recording, which I think this is. Oops, wrong one. And Ned is gone. So you know what? Fuck you, Ned, bro. I don't give a fuck. Think you can come in here and try to. I don't understand, yo, because it's like. Here we go. That's the one. No, that's not what I pressed. There we go. So now we are gameplay recording along with the live broadcast. So that that I've never done before because I've always selected the highest option, and it does not allow for gameplay recording while that's going on. Now also, it probably was gameplay recording that whole time, so I more or less just kind of restarted a new set of gameplay recording, and I believe those go for 60 minutes, and this marathon session is almost invariably going to go for more than 60 minutes, and so I guess I can like click the button again and just make sure that it's continuing to record. I don't know what benefit, if any, that actually has for me, but when I looked at it, it was essentially saying that my options were 1080p high, which I've always chosen again, and that doesn't allow for broadcast for gameplay recording during broadcasts, or the one I just chose, which was 1080p standard. So I don't know. It would suggest that one is high definition and the other is standard definition, but they're actually at the same resolution, technically speaking. So, and I thought it used to be like a, anyways, I thought it was like a combination where it was like, as for when resolution was concerned, like where it was like, whatever, 720 times 1080 or whatever. And I just noticed that below that there are two other options were 720p high and 720p standard, and I don't know if you can select one even lower than that. And I would, I guess, if there was any need for uploading and downloading, and people having issues with being able to get this stuff, either one, both uploaded, downloaded in a timely fashion, just because it's going to probably be pretty bulky, quite sizable at the higher rates. But nobody does that. I don't even do that, so I don't think that it really matters, honestly. But part of the issue for me is that because this is a PS4 Pro and not an Xbox One X, it's not true native 4K in the system. It's supposed to be 4K upscaling, and it's really not. Like onto my TV, it is. Like I'll click this, and you won't even be able to see it. But it's saying that right now, what I am looking at, I'm looking at the same screen that you are. I'm looking at it on my TV through the PlayStation, and it's telling me that I'm viewing this in 2160p. And so prior to going back and watching that broadcast, which I don't know, I guess I probably should have watched previous broadcasts before that, because I've been doing this for what seems like a month now. Despite the fact that I'm watching this at 2160p, and for the most part, it's pretty solid, like pretty vivid. There's potentially some issues sometimes, and some fogginess, and I don't mean like the actual like fog of like weather in the game. I mean like foggy, like where there's like kind of spots of pixelization that kind of fuck with the ability to kind of see what's going on. That happens. It happens. Well, I guess when I'm not doing gameplay, but in fairness, I've done very little, like almost none of gameplay while not broadcasting. As I've said in previous broadcasts, it's hard for me to prove that, unfortunately, because almost all of that initially, well prior to, I'm sorry, like starting prior and then even well after coming over to the Horseshoe Overlook camp that we're at here now, like meaning when in the story when we moved to this spot from all the way up here in the north and over by the What in the fuck? Weapons are forbidden in the Indian reservation? That sounds like that could be an interesting thing to check out. That wasn't where I was intending to go, though. I meant to go over here at the Adler Ranch. There's like jewelry blocks that we can go pick up if we really feel like traversing basically half or almost more than half of the map to get up there. So I don't, in other words, I'm not going to, unless I'm going for 100% of whatever. That's a checkbox I need to check off for some reason. But moving from all the way up there, all the way down here, which took seemingly, in my opinion, a long fucking time, as opposed to getting all the way over here with Hosea to get the bear, that felt like less time. I don't know, maybe it was just me. And I don't remember actually. We might have gotten the bear from Horseshoe Overlook. I guess it's possible. It makes some sense. I have to remind myself. I don't really remember. I guess that would mean that would have been in chapter 2. Yeah. I always like I literally. Oh God. I was just saying I literally always clicked the wrong button and then I clicked like 2 wrong buttons in a row. Yeah, so it was part of chapter 2, and I believe after breaking the window, the gang have headed down from the mountains and are now hiding at Horseshoe. Yeah, so that was from Horseshoe, so that makes a bit more sense, I guess, that we got over there. Oh, God damn it. I don't want to take up game time. We went from there to here, essentially, which seemed to have taken a lot less time than getting to here from, effectively here in Coulter. So we went all the way down there. Don't even really know which way we went. If we came this way, then came that way, or whatever. I might have passed through Valentine, but that would have seemed odd because why would we have taken even like this road to? I could zoom in if you want me to, but like this road to this road and down, and like not been like, hey, we just basically passed right by a huge town. But then again, like I don't know really how else we would have potentially gone that would have noticed, effectively nothing. Either way, is what it is. So, yeah. So that was one thing. Is just the resolution, I guess you could call it. So it's the first time I'm testing that out. I'll go back and watch. The thing that I don't really care for is I can watch it on my phone right now by logging in to watch the YouTube stream that I'm doing on my phone. And I've had to do that in the past, especially during a marathon session when I've kind of needed a break, but needed to make sure that nothing, whatever was going on in the game, which is in a different room potentially from where I was taking the break or whatever. And that's it's always fun. It's always interesting because you're on a 10-second delay. Like I'm saying this right at this moment, there's nobody in here. If there were, they would hear this effectively 10 seconds later. So what I didn't really care for is watching it through YouTube. Like if I go in, as I said, if I go in right now and watch this on YouTube, regardless of how fantastic, the device might be that I'm using, it says that the quality is 720p. So I guess I just don't get it. It's like, why am I going through the effort of trying to broadcast in 1080p and not even just regular 1080p, but like supposedly high as opposed to standard, and yet it was still coming across as 720p, or God forbid 720i. I guess it just kind of goes to show that even the PS4 Pro, as opposed to the regular PS4, just really does not upscale to any type of 4K. I mean, obviously it's not native, but it just doesn't really truly upscale. It just doesn't. Otherwise, these broadcasts would be at a higher level. You absolutely can broadcast live on YouTube in high definition, essentially in 4K. There are a ton of 4K videos, even ones you can get for free on YouTube. So It's not as though I thought, well, I'm using a PS4 Pro and it's technically upscaling to 4K, which we know it's really not. But I'm watching it on a 4K TV when I'm playing, and so therefore, it's gonna make the YouTube broadcast both live, which nobody comes into except apparently Ned to tell me that I'm mansplaining something that I don't. What was that? Was it mansplaining definition and resolution? Okay. That's kind of. I kind of wish that he would have clarified, because that's like one of like the most not just arrogant and flagrantly wrong comments in terms of what was actually happening, but it's also extremely like not insensitive, but like just insulting to non-men, which nowadays doesn't mean just women, but um, because you're suggesting that me talking about something technical is me as a man mansplaining it, and therefore anyone who's not a man is therefore stupid, and I'm only talking to them and trying to talk down to them about something that I understand. I get that the whole mansplaining thing is like, hey, it's a man trying to mansplain something to somebody who already understands it. So in a backward sort of way, I guess that could have been potentially correct, but supposedly a dude whose screen name is Ned might suggest that he either is or is trying to pretend to be a man. So one man telling another man that he's mansplaining something, when I haven't said anything about who the potential intended audience could be for this. Um, I so it's fucking stupid. It really is. Um, I haven't mansplained a fucking thing in 38 and a half minutes. So, um, it's just like not let random people's comments bother me, but it is what it is. Um, More importantly, probably than the resolution, even though it's bothersome, the last one was 720p when I was in it. Now I'm gonna go back and check and see, if this is gonna indicate any higher. And again, for me, if I because I just did it at the beginning of this when starting it. I I made sure, and I'll explain why in a second. I made sure that the microphone was not in and was not recording any audio when I first started the broadcast, and then, as I said, went onto my device and pulled up the live broadcast, and then cast it to my TV, to my smart big screen 4K TV, and again hit the info button, and it was saying that I was watching that in 2160p, if I recall correctly. No, wait, no. Well, now I'm going to do it again. I'm going to have to take off the mic for a second and be right back. Yeah, so that's what I thought I was remembering. In fact, it's saying even on the TV that I'm watching it in 1080p. Despite the fact that the actual, YouTube, when you click on quality, it says 720p. All of which just is like, meh, like whatever, dude. Because and the reason why I even like one of the people that had joined in the last kind of week or two was asking me how they could get their broadcasts at a, if you want to call it higher resolution or whatever. And so I was going to look into that and help them out. I thought I had the answer in terms of what I was doing, because that's what they were asking me, was how I was capable of doing it at such a high level. And so that was the answer that I was going to give. And then I just got really busy, and they found their own answer, I guess. But because of that, I decided to kind of like look into it a little bit, and just thoroughly annoyed because I'm trying to watch that 2.5 hours last time, which like I need less than 2 hours in this one to get to that level, which means I feel like I should like restart uh, this one. But the problem with that, and the problem that I have with the game is the save and load process just completely fucks with shit in terms of like where you were as opposed to like where you're going to be. Now, if you're trying to, cheat things, like if you want to try to stay, and I've talked about this extensively before as well. If you want to try to like cheat in a table game, like poker would be the easiest one because like I don't know how you could. I'm sure you can try to find a way to cheat in blackjack or whatever, and you cannot cheat in Five Finger Fillet for the most part. And other than that, it's dominoes, and the tiles are the tiles. You know what I mean? Like you could, I guess the only thing you could do there is like if you were able to save and then play your tile and then have them play theirs. That you could have gone back and loaded prior to playing your tile and choose to play a different tile based on what you now know that they have in their rack. So yeah, I guess in that case that could be helpful. Poker would be, basically same sort of idea as like, just save before every single hand, go all in every single hand, and if you win, keep playing. If you don't, load and go back. So there's obvious reasons why they do not allow you to manually save your game when you're in the middle of a table game or a mini game as it's called, and that makes sense. And then also, when you get to a spot where an animal has spawned, any animal at all, obviously seems as though you kind of have to focus on legendary and perfect animals. Um, and so if you end up in a spot where one of those happens to be, and you think, well, I'll save, and I'll come back and load in case there's any problems. In my experience, I get it, I'm a noob. My experience is that the only reason why that's helpful is like particularly if it's big game, if you're going after the wolf, which I've tried and failed. The legendary wolf did not kill me, but all the other wolves in the area did. Um, and so in that sense, yeah, you want to kind of be able to go back and load. I heard a long time ago, like two and a half, almost 3 weeks ago, that people were saying like, oh, you only got one shot at the legendary, and like you don't get it, you don't get it. I don't know if that's actually true or whatever. They might mean it's true for like that session, and then you just kind of like go out and let it respawn, and then it's not always in the same area. It might respawn in a different area, and perfect is different than legendary. Like legendary, they don't just pop up and you get to shoot them. Like you have to go through this whole process of tracking them and inspecting their dung and all the rest of that shit. Like literally. Yeah, you kind of have to like just redo that whole process if you make an attempt to get them and something happens, like the bear or the wolf or the ox or whomever fucking kills you. You don't want to continue on your game having been killed by the animal. You can go ahead and load back up. It's not like it's going to put you right where you were prior to that happening when you saved. It's going to put you out in the wilderness somewhere, in the general area of where you just were. And that's what it is. And it's literally the same deal with the perfect. In the session last, I guess 2 nights ago, 2.5 hours, as I said, got a bunch of stuff. Went to get a perfect rabbit because I need 5 perfect rabbit pelts, and it seems like that's gonna take fucking forever. I'm sure I should watch a tutorial. I don't really know honestly, but I went to. I think I got markers on it still, or I did. Oh, it's further down. I took the markers off. Okay, well I went here. This is supposed to be where that looks like wild carrots. Oh, and then that's interesting. That's there. Maybe I should go more over there, huh? As opposed to over here, closer to the manor where I can kind of fuck shit up for the future. Um, and then there might be a boar in that area too. So I don't know. Maybe we'll go exactly right here. Check that out. It's kind of close to the to the. Now I'm really confused. Is that saying that is Scarlet Meadows, or is one Scarlet and the other one is Meadows? Uh, okay, no, those are just tracks. That's not the. I get the tracks confused with this, which is the kind of quote unquote state demarcation. So yeah, this whole state down here is Le Mans. So yeah, it wouldn't matter if we were on that side over here or this side over here. There actually be train tracks. So let's go over here to this rabbit. Wasn't what I was gonna do, but fuck it, who cares? We'll go do that, and we'll see if we can actually find a rabbit. Now going over there, we found a perfect coyote, and so I did save prior to trying to kill it, and did manage to kill it. Got the skin, took it where it needed to be, all done. That's basically why we're back at camp now. Um, but it wasn't why I went over there, and also stumbled upon oregano and other things, including um, yarrow, which we had 5 of and needed 6 to complete the first herbalist challenge. So that's good to do if we stumble upon any. I think it's any berries in general, not just raspberries, which is what I assumed it was going to be. Then we'll complete that. And there is a part of me that kind of thinks the real way to go here is just to do all 90 of the challenges now that we've already got 10 of them done with Gambler alone and some of the other ones. Just kind of maxing out stamina, Deadeye, and health. And then in terms of like the animals, between perfect and legendary or anything else, like I don't know, I guess just doing the legendary ones first because you can basically blow them to shit. You don't have to have a perfect kill to get what you get from the legendary animals, which includes their hide or their pelt as well as their parts. So I would be technically more inclined to go after legendary first, which is kind of how I started. I went for the buck, got it, done. Moving on, yeah, you know what I mean? And you can't kill the legendary more than once, and so when you bring the legendary over to the trapper, even if you use it, which I think I did in creating something, I don't even fucking know, probably a vest or something stupid, it actually gave you 2 legendary buck pelts when killing the 1 legendary buck, just because there's only 1 version of each of the legendary animals in the game. So it would, as far as completion and just being able to complete all garment sets, it wouldn't make a whole ton of sense if they're like, all right, well, you killed the 1 animal, you got the 1 pelt, and now you got to choose, how you're going to use it. So it effectively does not do that. Perfect is different. Perfect animals, you just get the 1 hide or pelt or whatever it is that they have, or skins in some cases if they're small enough, and then yeah, it is dependent upon where where you choose to take it. You can absolutely take it to the wrong place. And as I said, there's obviously other significant differences between hunting perfect versus legendary, and then non-perfect, particularly with birds, just trying to get bird feathers. You'll likely see me do that over here as well. I'm sure I'll need some more flight feathers to help craft some more poison arrows or anything else that I want to be crafting right now. And so yeah, I'm not going to be looking for perfect animals, and I might even accidentally just in the sense of not intentionally kill. I could be talking while I ride, right? That's fine. We'll do that. I could potentially, unintentionally kill a perfect a perfect bird by not. Why are you going crazy, dude? A perfect bird by not really. Oop, went off the path. Perfect bird while not really attempting to kill, not really looking to go after a perfect, but just because I was trying to get some bird feathers and it happened to be perfect, and therefore I'm probably killing it with my pistols, and that's probably not the correct weapon for that bird. And I might even be shooting it, multiple times, at least more than once. This is really quiet on my end, so I'm going to turn it up, and then that will get me to my other point that I figured out when watching this back, and I promise I will very soon get off. I don't know what that shot was. Get off the mic. No joke, what the fuck is going on? People deer hunting or something? I don't really know. is it the Deer Hunter? Um, so yeah, it is actually a fucking badass horse. Thank you very much for noticing. Um,
You all right there, boy?
there's one other horse that I want to get that I've yet to get. Everything going nuts over here on our end.
Well, that's nice.
So hopefully, last thing that I would say, I didn't really notice because again, I haven't gone back and watched a lot of broadcasts. I think I've watched broadcasts of my other game, NHL 19, that I don't play anymore. And yeah, I guess I didn't do a ton of actual gameplay broadcasting from that game. It was more like content other than gameplay, and so therefore there wasn't like a ton of sound coming from the TV while I was broadcasting. And I guess I didn't really notice how much gets picked up by this mic. This is just the mic that the console comes with just the standard controller and the standard, plug into the controller mic. It picks up quite a bit, and yeah, I at times can definitely have the game being played quite loud on the TV, and yeah, I do prefer to play with the TV making the sound whether the mic is in or not. And this is all I'm saying on that I think is kind of interesting, is that I'm kind of looking forward to later being able to just do the whole thing, like fucking with going as a bounty hunter and killing and bringing in criminals, as well as kind of playing both sides and taking down the lawmen who have these people captives and yada yada yada. Is that a no? That oh, hold up, are we there yet? We are not there yet. Not even really all that close. Okay, let me see if I can figure it out. Haven't played in like a day. Quick, slow down. Of course, I have no weapons out yet, ready to go. Oh shit, can't do it from cinematic. Hurry up, man. There's 3 of them. What do you... Oh, did I not select it? Am I really that stupid? And now they're all gone, huh? That's what happens with that. Oop. Oh. Okay, so we need to... Fuck me, wasn't ready for this. I'll get to the thing, and I'm gonna have to keep the mic on because I'm gonna get to the thing in a second that I was trying to talk about. I think these are yeah, okay, that's what I thought. It's a varmint rifle with standard ammo. So we'll put that over here and we will take it out, and then well, there's no point in having poison bows on this thing because it's not it's a perfect, it's not a legendary, so I don't really even need a second option. It doesn't matter if I kill it with literally any of those, including the small game bow. It's not going to count. Something tells me that was not a perfect kill. I did it pretty quick. These things move fast though, and I for sure could have gone. I'm gonna walk up with this slow just to kind of do a slow review on my own, and in fact stop before I get there because I'm pretty close. They move really quick, and I suppose with Deadeye you can take a little bit more time and ensure that you do in fact get a fatal shot. But I don't know. I took the shot. Sometimes you just gotta literally take your shot, huh? And we got it perfect, so fuck y'all. We got it done. It's 1 to 5, yo. To hopefully get some animal fat out of that too, right? Let's see. Oh, we only need... Oh, okay. We only needed 3 for the challenge, but we need 5 for the satchel. So that's, I guess, why I was confused on that. Oh, yeah, it's not horseman, dumbass. There we go. So we got 1 of 3 perfect quality rabbit pelts, and then we would move on to something that looks like binocular dorial. It's not a word. I know it's not a word. Let's go ahead and let's absolutely cook this fucker too. Hopefully we get this whole. We leave the head on a lot of stuff. I feel like we're not exactly Native Americans and using all parts. Are you
I'm sorry, boy.
seriously like
Yeah.
you're a war horse that does not get frightened by predators, and you get freaked out because you went after a widow rabbit?
There, boy.
To know who's shooting and why? Hopefully we don't find out, honestly. Slow down a bit. I feel like we're getting relatively close.
Look at that.
So I don't know where I was, but I think what I was going to say was that I do sometimes play the sound.
You're as useless as a 4-card flush. I'm done listening to your bullcrap.
Oh, that could have been fun. Hold on a second. Did that pop up as a? It did not. It's not showing it as a stranger mission. I'm pretty sure I've taken this road plenty of times. I kind of feel like if I wasn't like in the middle of something, I totally would get involved in that and see what's going on. The 2 sentences that we got out of one from each of the 2 guys sounded kind of interesting in my opinion. Anyway, so sound on the TV gets picked up by the mic, especially if it's loud enough, right? The interesting thing is, like, I got surround sound on the TV, and then that coupled with it getting, you being able to hear it from the broadcast, and then also hearing it in the broadcast being picked up off the TV through my mic without getting into too much kind of meta here. You got one version and one sound on the actual broadcast, luckily without a delay, which is cool. A very slight delay would be even cooler, actually, for me as an audiophile. But it's very fun. It's very interesting.
Let's get this done before someone sees it. Oh no, this ain't what we asked for at all. What is this, a joke? You trying to pawn crap off on us?
No, I have absolutely heard that one a bunch of times,
Oh, damn.
and have chosen not to do anything. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god.
You okay, boy?
I mean, I guess it's good that I was going relatively slow. We both had our seatbelts on, but neither one of us really got hurt all that bad. And all my gold cores are already down anyways.
Okay, fella.
So I might have to cook myself some minty timey oregano. Big game. How far are we at this point? What the fuck? Yeah, we're right there. All right, so. Oh, and oh, that's stupid. It's showing the dead animal carcass. Well, unless did it fall off the horse when we fell off? Hold on. It would appear so. Yeah, that makes sense. Better not be less than. All right, don't be fucking up my quality just because it fell down when we ran into a tree on autopilot. And I can only carry 2, which sucks. I have to maybe like steal somebody's horse and then have to ride that horse and have this one follow me because I won't be able to get bonding up to level 1 on the other one. Just kind of learned the hard way. I ended up killing that horse by shooting it in the face. That's just what happens, you know. Kicked me. All I was trying to do was take the cargo out of the whatever the fuck it's called, the saddlebag, and it objected to that choice, and I objected to it living anymore. So yeah, as we approach this, I'm gonna jump off the mic, I believe. Hopefully we'll get, just take a look quick here, look. Some, not a ton, well actually like 1 maybe, herbs. Is that our objective? Is that the rabbit over there? Another Another perfect coyote. What the fuck is going on, dude? We're not even in the same, like, we're in the same general area, but we're not in the same exact spot. I don't know. I guess I could look up, like, whether I need a second coyote. I think I actually do eventually with something, but I think it's just the garment sets. I'd much prefer to do the challenge as well as the satchels before I worry about having a slightly better, slightly warmer garment. I don't intend to do a whole bunch of shit up in the mountains, anyways. And the game moves you south and southeast, so uh, winter gear doesn't really seem to be that important now. Would have been nicer to be able to get that kind of shit in the beginning of the game before we came over here to Horseshoe Overlook. It's my own personal opinion. Anyway, I will jump off the mic now. I'll save the game. We'll see if we can actually fucking do anything here, which I would prefer to be killing some perfect rabbits. And hopefully those herbs there that say that we can pick them are something that we actually can pick and progress something along the game. But yeah, I just think it's cool for me at least. And now you're not going to get to experience it too much more right now. But you certainly will probably later in this particular broadcast and in any future broadcasts, is that especially again if I have it loud coming out of the TV, which I don't feel the need to do at this particular moment, and I have the mic on, those two things combined, when you're watching this on a replay, as I did, you have the volume that comes normally from the broadcast, and then basically with either no delay or very slight delay perhaps, you're then also picking up the same output from the game audio output through my mic, whether I'm talking or not, and it's just it's fun for me. I said as an audiophile because the TV it has surround sound, and so it's already in Dolby stereo, surround sound and all that, and then that output is getting put into the mic, and so you in a weird sort of way you're kind of hearing it almost three ways. You're hearing the output from the game that would be there whether I had the mic on or not, which is what you're going to hear now for hopefully the next half hour or so. And then with the mic on, you're still hearing that same output from the game that's going to be the same level no matter how much I turn the TV up. But then if the mic's on, the mic is also picking up what's coming from the TV. And again, that's in surround sound. And there is at least going to be a slight delay behind, when it plays from a gameplay perspective versus when you hear it through the mic, and that creates an echo, and it's not some sort of annoying echo chamber. In my opinion, again, as an audiophile, it's pretty fun and interesting to be able to hear that, because it's almost like dimensions to the sound, if not five. So I think at a minimum it's three. It's absolutely two. You can't deny that it's two. And it could be somewhere between 3 and 5, and it's cool. It is cool. I like the way it sounded. At times it wasn't the greatest, but it was better than the alternative, which wasn't that at all, which is what you're going to get now. I'm going to take the mic off, and you're just going to get this little blurry thing up on the top left that doesn't tell you what it is, which is that the microphone audio is no longer being broadcast. So it is what it is. I'll do that while I save, and then I guess we're probably going to kill a coyote, and the coyote can go on the back of the horse, so that's not going to cause any problems with being able to transport the rabbits back over. But we got one perfect rabbit pelt so far, which is part of the reason why I'm going to save this as fast as I can before we get any like random power outages or whatever. And we obviously have just a fuck ton of standard ammo for the varmint rifle, so we should be able to at least have shots at the rabbit, as long as I don't waste too much Deadeye on this perfect coyote pelt first. Or if I see the rabbit first, honestly, I'll probably go for the rabbit before I go for the coyote. And then it is what it is. I wish I can get that stupid fucking comment off, and so you know what, we'll do that. I think I can actually delete the comment itself, right? I can hide this player. Never done that before. Huh. wait a minute. Now it's showing it for... Microphone's coming off for a second. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I guess if they come back in and try to comment, you won't be able to see it. I guess I can't really properly check on my end um, because I'd have to like log out and find it would just be a pain in the ass. So it's not worth it because I'm going back to the full screen anyways of this. So we're gonna go ahead and pop in a save, which I guess we haven't done outside of the auto save since what? Hold on. Yeah, since midnight two nights ago. So that makes some sense. So it's been a minute. Uh, there we go. Gonna jump off the mic as well. See if we can get some kills, some herbs, some perfect rabbits. Maybe the coyote. We'll see. Go from there. I'll jump on the mic if I feel the need to describe any changes that we're gonna do. That could potentially happen if we get 3 perfect rabbit pelts, and moves us up to the next Master Hunter challenge. I don't know though. We'll see. We go from there. I don't have so. Point is, I don't have like true definitive plans yet. I still wouldn't really technically call this a true um, free roam session. You know, there are at least underlying objectives that are attempting to be accomplished here. So let's get to it. Let's move on and jumping off the mic.
Easy now. That's it, boy. Time to go, boy. Okay there, boy? Come on now, boy. Good boy. way, boy. Yep.
Oh, is anybody there? Help! Somebody, please help me! Oh.
Yep. He took all my money.
I think you'll be leaving now. I already
Let's
gave you
go,
your
boy.
warning. Leave! be sorry! Let's go get him! Yeah. It's your last goddamn round up! Ah! Okay. I'm gonna watch you rot!
Yep. Yep.
You're breathing your last breath! Hey, move up!
Easy.
This is your last mistake! You are one dead hombre! Come on, close in on him! I hope you're ready to die! You are one dead hombre! You'll be sorry! Some bitch back there!
Time way in this
Throw some
asshole.
balls and get in there! Three times over! Shit ass! Shit! Here he is! Drop him now! Look! Shoot that son of a bitch! He's here!
Tell your woman you died screaming.
Move in!
Oh, okay, so let me get this fucking straight. I only did this so that I can kill 5 flying birds from a moving train. And I guess we're in for which is ride is all the way up, huh? And they wouldn't let me just jump to the train as like basically get out of the fucking way. As basically a passenger. I understand I had a mask on and technically a gun was out because they kept putting my fucking gun back into the horse's thing, and I knew if I got off the horse without the gun, I'd have no gun. And defeat the entire fucking purpose if I jumped onto the train and had no gun. I'm not really sure what they're shooting at. I don't think they're actually on the train. If they are, they're really stupid for not being able to come up trains like this. But the thing that's even more frustrating is this is as fast as I can go. Like, I'm holding down the acceleration button. I can't, like tap it faster. And as I let it go, it, like, starts to slow down. So, in other words, You have to do this from a train that's already moving, unrelated to you, that you're not controlling, and you were never controlling. And I saw a fucker do this in the first like 3 days that they've been playing the game. So now I have to try to stop driving the train and using acceleration with my bounty now up, and see if I can whip out my gun and use Deadeye to kill 5 flying birds before the train stops on its own. And then if that doesn't work, I guess maybe accelerate it back up to somewhere around where it's at now. Also, let's just check to see where the fuck are we, because we just passed Annesburg. So yeah, starting to go into uncharted territory for me. This bounty covers all of New Hanover, so we might actually pass over the state line relatively soon and not be in an area that has that bounty anymore. So I'm going to jump off the mic just to completely not distract myself as much and see if I can jump onto the top of the train, which I also wasn't able to do when in between the train, and you should be able to do that. Getting up to this spot right here at the engine, though, I was able to get on the top. So I should be able to get to the top and then hopefully have some pistols out, because I don't think that it matters at all in terms of like quality of the bird. I don't think I even have to go and skin it. I think I just have to literally kill 5 flying birds. That's what I saw a person do again, like day 3 of the game before it had even gotten full release. So I'm not really sure why I had to go through all this fucking trouble and probably have it not work. So I'm jumping off the mic in fury, and then we'll see if anything's going to work here. Peace out.
Come on. I'll make you beg like a little girl. Ah! You don't pay the price for long.
Get. Let's get. Here.
I've got things to attend.
This
Don't
what you
slow
want?
me down. What's wrong with you? Go find a softer target.
Easy, boy. Yep. You okay, boy? Damn it! Easy. It's okay. Hi there, mister.
Go on
Wish
and
my
make
horse
tracks.
looked that nice. What in the world's going on? Oh, hell. Oh, not right there, folks. Easy, boy. You all right there, boy?
Alright, so this is so goddamn frustrating. So I have to end this broadcast way earlier than I typically tend to do, even when not doing a true marathon session. So we're up to just under 2 hours. But it's nuts that I went that short amount of time. Um, it is also approaching dinner time, so I don't know. I may choose to actually do a true break from this. I think I did just save. I'll save another one as well before going out. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Um, but the issue is that I popped up onto the legendary animal spot while doing the train thing, and yeah, I did manage to do the train thing eventually, and it effectively was as easy as it was expected to be. I would have preferred if I didn't have to get two huge bounties in two states, and kill like 40 lawmen and then random witnesses and stuff like that just because I was trying to jump on a train. I wasn't trying to rob the train, which also, like, train robberies, like, what the fuck? Like, there was nothing there. I mean, I didn't do a big search for it because that wasn't why I was on the train. But like, I opened up a cabinet and was like, all right, I could get some canned vegetables if I didn't already have 20 of them or 10 or whatever it holds. So that was really fucking stupid. And then I did kill the birds, so that was cool. And I'm on to the next one now, which is a tomahawk. And hopefully that means that the very next time that I go to any fence, which I'm probably technically closest to the Saint Denis fence right now, but I don't want to go there. I'd rather go back to my guy at Emerald Ranch, Emerald Station, and um, see if, jeez, man, shut up! All my goddamn devices here. See if he'll be able to finally sell the tomahawk to me because I haven't had that yet, and that would be a fun addition. I feel like, and if not, then I'm just gonna fucking look it up and find out how to get a tomahawk, because it is the next thing in the sharpshooter challenge. And as I said, I'm very much considering just doing the challenges now and getting Deadeye health and stamina all maxed at 10, even though stamina is basically already maxed at 10. So yeah, point is I'm in a legendary animal location. However, and it looks like I did kind of go out to the location and come back, and that was after things had died down slightly, although I still killed a few more people after that. At least tried to. A couple got away, and then I had to kind of hide, I guess, and it doesn't matter. You still get the bounty anyways. And I've seen some descriptions of videos of like never have to get a bounty again, never have to pay a bounty again. I don't know. I might start fucking doing that if it's not too much of a cheat. Because it is kind of annoying. I got tons of cash. I'm not concerned about losing the money. I'm more just annoyed with, like, while I'm here in this particular area and trying to do what I'm assuming is a legendary elk hunt. I haven't even looked it up yet to find out what it is. But I do want to get that at some point, just as I want to get all legendary animals, and elk would be one that I think is better for me to do now rather than later when I need to be kind of more just better at all aspects of the game, including hunting. So I'm going to try to do this even as my perfect coyote pelt and carcass are rotting. I probably would be better off by just dumping the carcass, possibly even here, although the elk would be an herbivore, right? So that wouldn't really, they'd probably attract the wrong type of predators, I guess, if I did that. But yeah, considering doing that just to, I guess, maintain the. Okay, seriously, like, I don't. So that's all the devices. All the devices at this point have now made noise, I think. Oh, except for the one that hasn't been connected to any sort of network in about half or a full decade. So we're good with that one. Anyway, back to my point, if I can get to one, is that while I'm trying to track and then kill and then store the animal, which I guess would require me basically stealing somebody else's horse, or finding some other way to get a second horse if I want to still take the perfect coyote pelt, not pelt, perfect coyote carcass somewhere. And actually there's no real place I can think of where you benefit from doing that, except I guess adding it to the stew for provisions. So I don't know if that is a benefit, honestly, at all. I'm starting to feel like I should be able to cook this shit. Like I shouldn't have to actually go back to the camp to be able to eat my own catch. I guess that kind of shows how much I'd prefer to be independent. I've already donated, like, again, 98% of what the camp currently has, as well as everything that they've used for upgrades. Well, that I've used to make the upgrades. So, yeah, it is what it is, right? And then, as I said, I don't want, like, random lawmen coming over here to try to investigate any shit that I've done to get over here while I'm simply trying to do a hunt. Like, it's hard enough to do the hunts if any predators that would probably normally be looking to take down an elk, but, are not capable of actually killing a legendary elk, because that would ruin the entire game. But there's other things other than elk in the area, I'm sure, and they could be coming for those, and it could fuck me up, it could fuck my horse up. So anyways, the point is, I don't even know when the thing popped up to say you've entered legendary animal. That's all I saw, because I was in the middle of a bunch of shit on the train at the time, and wasn't even really sure if I was going to go back over to it right now, and have chosen to. I don't know. It gets you basically one of two messages. Typically, one is like, "Hey, you're in legendary animal territory. Do yada 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 to make that happen," right? The other one is like, "Hey, you're in legendary animal territory." And so you usually would have gotten the first one first, and then the second one will come, or you'll just get the second one outright, which is you're in legendary animal territory, but there's too much going on right now. You can't actually track the animal. And I don't know which one it is. I tried to go back to onto my channel and look, and it seems really fucking stupid the way that YouTube is working, where it refuses to show me. So I'm gonna kill this broadcast right now, just in the sense that I'm going to end it. Nobody joined except for this Ned dick that made a comment that makes no fucking sense. So that's fine. And then it's going to be onto the channel as an ability to watch as a replay. And so I guess technically I'm going to save. Did I save already just right now? I think I did. Yeah. So I had 2 saves. I mean, that was like 7 minutes ago, but I think we're good. So I'll come back and load this if I need to. I'm going to keep the PS4 on, though, not while broadcasting. And then I'm going to watch back the replay on YouTube and try to get to that point and see what the legendary animal territory message was, of whether or not I can even hunt the thing right now, just so I don't waste a ton of time while my carcass and pelt, as well as the rabbit carcass, and I guess the pelt is in my pouch, and that doesn't really tend to degrade, so that part's probably fine. But the other 3 could certainly degrade, and I'm nowhere near my camp or anywhere else that I would need to take those. So yeah, I'm going to cut this off before it gets to 2 hours, and I'm going to go back and watch and see what that message is, and see if I need to continue from there. And then I will get back on here, and then basically immediately start another live broadcast, and hopefully be able to do a legendary elk hunt. If not, we'll go, do all the other shit that we need to do, turn all that stuff in, and then maybe see about getting a tomahawk and continuing on with our basically degenning as a criminal and an outlaw.